What is the 49ers goal this year? Because it doesn't seem like it's win the Super Bowl at all costs.
Yeah.
They would have done something at the deadline if that was their goal. Obviously, they'd like to win the Super Bowl, but it's not necessarily their number one goal. What would you say that goal is?
Yeah, I think their goal this season is what they said before the season. It was to cut costs and take lumps and develop young guys, and to see how well they did with that. And I think they're doing it. They're just kind of taking the lumps. They're keeping costs down this year. They're shedding cap, and they're seeing what they can do with the young guys.
But here's why I call bullshit on that.
Mm-hmm.
No Jordan Watkins, no Jordan James. The young guys they play are mostly on defense.
Yeah.
It seems to me like they're not trying to take any lumps on offense or develop really anyone on offense. So I think that's all an excuse, the lumps and the youth. I think this was just
Watkins
no, I'm
still
not saying
hurt?
you're wrong. I just think like their narrative is only part of it. And I think ownership granted them sort of like a gap year.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna take on $100 million in dead cap and not be aggressive at the free agent deadline, at the trade deadline or the free agency in the offseason. So just make the playoffs, or don't, and then blame injuries. So I think the goal this year down the stretch really is to justify certain contracts that they've given out, and I think that explains why they've given the ball so much to Christian McCaffrey and why they brought back Brock Purdy just in time for the weakest opponent on the schedule. I think
Mhm.
they paid these guys a lot of money. Forget Kittle. No one really thought that was a controversial extension, but
Yeah.
Purdy and McCaffrey were very controversial extensions. McCaffrey's older for his position and he was hurt when he signed it. And now it seems like what the Niners can do as they go for their quest for 10-7 or 11-6 is make sure that everyone thinks that those were really smart signings.
Well, because here's another thing, I guess, to backpack off that thought process. Do you think they're going to keep Christian, or do you think because they have an
Yes.
out
Are
this
you
year?
kidding? George Kittle would get so upset if they got rid of Christian.
They have an out this year.
George Kittle and his wife would make a podcast about it. How they
Oh,
felt
that's
when
true.
what they learned that it was happening, what they said to Christian and his wife. The four of them might do a podcast about it. It'd be terrible for the organ. There's no way they're getting rid of Christian, man. They might try, and then George will make a phone call and they bring him back the next day. We've seen him happen. We've seen it happen.
Yeah, I just I don't know because isn't Jordan Watkins still hurt?
No,
I feel like he gets hurt every time they're like,
no,
all right,
he's
okay.
healthy, and Jordan James is healthy, and the Niners are like, what future?
I guess
Who
maybe
are
Ricky
you?
Pearsall. They're gonna say like, oh Ricky, we're developing Ricky on offense.
Sure, that's one.
Yeah,
Jake Kahn just seemed like someone who could be part of the future. They put him right back on the back burner so that Juszczyk could play. He's 40.
I just feel like this year is showing how bad whoever is drafting is at drafting. I'm not going to pick on any one person, but whoever's been drafting is not very good at drafting.
It isn't that the Niners' problem that we don't even know who drafts. They're so bad at it that no one ultimately takes responsibility and ownership of anything. And isn't it funny that like the Niners' plan is to go young and to take lumps and essentially spend hella money on 7 players, including Brock Purdy and Brandon Ayuk, and fill out the rest of their roster with guys on rookie deals that they drafted? Only problem is that they suck at drafting.
Yeah, that's why I didn't understand their hesitation to give away picks and the fans well, I support it. Why?
You suck at drafting.
Well.
Suck.
Yeah,
at
we
drafting.
don't draft well in the first and second rounds. I don't understand why everyone treats certain GMs should not treat their draft picks as gold. John, your draft picks are like a 10% hit rate in the first 2 rounds. They're bad. They are bad. Yeah. So why are you acting like, well, we can't give that up for a Quinnen Williams? Why? He's gonna. I can.
When was the last time you drafted a defensive lineman as good as Quinnen Williams?
I can almost guarantee he's going to be better than whoever we're going to draft at the first or second round of next year.
And they're going to take a defensive tackle.
He's better than Alfred Collins, and he's better than Mykel Williams. I would have traded those two for Quinnen Williams.
Yes.
So, I don't understand. I don't understand the thought process. I would trade Ricky Pearsall and Alfred Collins.
I just feel like this season, everyone's already given the Niners a pass. Their fans, the media, they have injuries. If they go 9-8 and miss the playoffs, people will say, "Oh, poor Niners." Yeah. What a gutty season they had, given all of their misfortune. And if somehow not somehow, but if they make the playoffs, people give them a freaking parade. So given that they have all this house money and no pressure, they can sort of mess around and massage the narrative the way they want in the
Yeah.
process, which is offensive player of the year for Christian McCaffrey, uh, incredible, whatever, like setting Brock Purdy up for good stats. I mean, bringing him back for this 4-game stretch, he should have really good numbers by the time he's done with Tennessee.
Yeah,
So
depending on how well he plays against the Panthers and the Browns, which I will say the Panthers are the only team worse at getting to the quarterback than us. So I don't want to hear offensive line complaints.